When we moved here, I had to let go of the idea of what a garden should look like. No lush beds, no constant growth, no plant it once and forget it fantasy. What we have instead is heat, dry wind, long days of sun that don't mess around. And if you're trying to garden in a hot, dry climate, this is usually where people give up. Or they keep copying advice that was never meant for where they live. So this isn't a how to grow everything perfectly video. This is about adapting and rebuilding a garden that actually works where we are. The real problem. Gardening in dry heat isn't hard because plants won't grow. It's hard because the conditions don't forgive mistakes. Miss a watering, plant dies. Use the wrong container, roots cook. Plant at the wrong time, gone in a week. You don't get much margin. So instead of pushing harder, we slowed everything down. Step 1. Stop fighting the climate. The first shift was mental. We stopped asking, how do we make this garden lush? And we started asking, what can actually survive here? That changes everything. We're not trying to force tomatoes to behave like they're in a temperate climate. We're observing how the sun moves, where the wind hits hardest, where spots dry out first. And we're letting the garden be shaped by that reality. This alone saves more plants than any fertilizer ever will. Step 2. Containers over beds, for now. In extreme heat, containers give you control. Not more work, more control. With container gardening in hot weather, we can move plants out of direct sun, protect roots from overheating, control soil quality, water deeply without flooding everything. We're using whatever containers we have, old pots, repurposed bins, nothing fancy. The key isn't the container, it's depth. Deep containers equal cooler roots, slower stress. Step 3, soil that holds, not drains. Most gardening advice tells you to improvise drainage. That's great, until you're gardening in dry heat. Here, soil that drains too fast is a problem. We want soil that holds moisture, stays cool longer, doesn't turn into dust. So we mix in compost, old potting soil, anything organic we can get our hands on. No perfect ratios, just watching how fast it dries out. If the soil is bone dry in hours, it needs more organic matter. Simple. Step 4, watering less often but properly. This one matters. Watering in extreme heat feels logical, but it trains shallow roots. We water deep, then wait, even if the top looks dry, especially if the top looks dry. Deep roots equal resilient plants. Shallow roots equal dead plants. This is one of the biggest lessons in gardening in dry heat. Step 5. Shade is not cheating. Shade is not failure, it's strategy. We're using partial shade from walls, taller plants protecting smaller ones, moving containers during peak sun. Most plants don't need full sun all day. They need morning sun and protection in the afternoons. Once we accepted that, growth stabilized. Not fast, but steady. What we're growing and why. We're not growing everything. We're focusing on basil, tomatoes, fast regrowing plants, things that forgive mistakes, things that can bounce back. Because rebuilding a garden in extreme heat isn't about variety, it's about reliability. The bigger lesson. This isn't just about gardening. This is what grow with nothing actually means. Working with what's there, learning from failure, adapting instead of replacing. You don't need better tools. You don't need perfect conditions. You need attention and patience. If you can grow food where conditions suck, you can grow skills anywhere. This garden isn't finished. It's not pretty, but it's alive. And that's enough to keep going. This is Grow with Nothing.